Hello and good evening. We are learning more about the Forest Hill couple killed when the car they were riding in was hit by a suspected drunk driver.
People who knew the couple say they were inseparable. They never ventured outside of the suburban Fort Worth community, but that night they were actually on the way to the hospital. First tonight here at 6, Fox 4's Phil Alvarado is live at the scene of Sunday's violent crash with a look at the lives it's changed. Phil.
Heather, this couple met late in life, but friends tell us that they had a tremendous bond. They died in this crash. Two of their relatives were injured, the driver and another passenger. Markings are left behind by the police showing how the car was crushed up against that tree after it was hit.
Home away from home. I'm the first one here at 5 o'clock. I've been drinking coffee with them 5 in the morning, 7 days a week. 3 years. As long as it's been built, I think it's been about 19 years. I'm going to miss them.
They were a couple no one could separate. George Moon was 76. His wife, Beverly, was 63. Her friends knew her as Gail.
They were always together.
Friends say a niece and her daughter came at 3 in the morning to take George and Gail to the hospital. George Moon was having trouble breathing. On their way, the car was hit by a suspected drunk driver.
Gail was at my store and George had went outside to the car, and Gail actually said, I don't know what would happen to me if George was to pass. And then when I heard the news that they had passed together, it was amazing, like we had just had this conversation.
Forest Hill police say the other two people in the car were injured. The man who crashed into them with his SUV, 23-year-old Jose Salinas Gomez, is charged with intoxication manslaughter and intoxication assault.
It's going to be sad for me, but we have to go on. I'm going to miss them because we talk and laugh.
George and Gail met friends for coffee every day. It's kind of how they met when Gail was a server at a restaurant.
George was a regular coffee drinker, so George started going in Beefers to drink his coffee, and the love just took off from there. It blossomed. George was a dancer back in the day.
Friends say George loved to dance when he was younger. Gail loved music. Together, they still watched old westerns on a VHS player.
They were together every day after the day they met. That was it.
The group's not the same anymore, but they're sure George and Gail are still together.
I know them all.
I don't know.
I love them all.
What Forest Hill's going to do without them.
I don't either.
I mean, they were constant figures in Forest Hill for years, and to have them not being sitting here at McDonald's or up at my store on the counter is just, it's going to take a lot of getting used to.
Forest Hill police say that the two women who were injured are expected to survive. Friends tell us that people everywhere that knew the couple are helping relatives to make funeral arrangements for them and do the best that they can. Heather?
Well, it's a sad story, Phil, but I know police are continuing to investigate. Do they have any other details about how this wreck happened?
Police are still trying to trace Gomez's steps, the night of that crash. What we do know, though, is that the car was headed southbound toward the freeway so that they could make their way to the hospital. There is no stop sign here for them on Hartman, so they were actually just going down the road as they should. There is a stop sign if you're going to cross from Richards, and apparently police say that the SUV was headed westbound and didn't make the stop.
Understood. All right, Phil Alvarado live tonight. Thank you.